Alright, welcome back to another live stream over here on SCS Combat, and tonight we are here for Israel Adesanya as he takes on Joe Pyfer in the main event of UFC Seattle. And that's not all. RAF 07 goes down, and it is also stacked. Arman Surikian rematches Paulus in the in the main event of that one. I don't know if I said that name right. And Kobe Covington and Dylan Dennis go at it as well in the co-main event of that. So we'll be watching that as well. Let's go. Come on. Joe Pyfer making his way into the arena at the moment, by the way. Haha, yes. So what's up? Said every stream. Good to be back. What was good to be back? Let's go. First fight up, Terrence McKinney takes on. Hold on now. Terrence McKinney takes on Kyle Nelson. So that'll be a good fight. Then we have Mansour Abdul Malik. He takes on Yusuri Belgari. Here comes the dodgy name pronouncing again. Julian Rosa takes on Darian Douglas. And then we have Michael Chiesa against Nico Price and Alexa Grasso taking on Macy Barber in the co-main. And then one of the greatest, if not the greatest middleweight of all time, Israel Adesanya takes on Joe Pyfer in the main event of what is surely going to be something entertaining. I've got Israel Adesanya to get it done late, but let's see what happens. And in the wrestling, I'd say Arman's probably going to win, and Kobe's probably going to beat Dylan. I know Dylan's got good jiu-jitsu, but obviously this is wrestling's completely different. What's up, man? Good to be back. We got DC, Bruce. I do not know the other guy's name. My apologies to him. I'll figure it out. That's my bad. Shout out to him though. Israel Adesanya is the second most title wins in UFC middleweight history. And I did also see a stat there earlier on in the broadcast, the replay of that huge KO over Alex Pereira, that he's tied currently for the most knockdowns in the middleweight division with Anderson Silva. Now that's going to be interesting. If he gets a knockdown tonight, he overtakes him, obviously. So, look, I think he can do it. Let's see. I picked him to get it done late. So, see what happens. But I'm hyped. Hyped to be back. Israel Adesanya fights, always entertaining. Obviously, didn't go well for him the last couple of times out, but always believe Joe Pyfer's. Yeah, Joe Pyfer, explosive fighter, beating Abu Magomedov last time out, and yeah, that was a great win from him. It was kind of the usual story with Abu Magomedov. I mean, if you watch the Sean Strickland fight, the first round goes alright for him, and then the second round he has no cardio left, and that's him. So yeah, right when Joe Pyfer gets him out of there in the second round, it was a great arm triangle, black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu also, but I think Izzy's gonna get it done. No, Imavov couldn't take Izzy down as well, and that was, he's a good wrestler. Let's go. I think the wrestling's gonna be very interesting. Like, I'd be surprised if there isn't another fight. I think from RAF standpoint, it would be a great idea to have actual security instead of like their teams just surrounding the mat, because like you seen last time, Armin hits him. I'm gonna mess his name up again, but the guy Armin hits runs away, and instead of security, Giorgio runs away to the other side of the mat, and instead of security, he gets hit with Armin Surikin's whole team by looks of it, punching him. So Michael Chiesa, is he on this card as well? Did I miss something here? Sorry, I didn't call him here, did I? When I did call him Michael Chiesa, Nico Price. That's an interesting fight. Nico Price has been on the wrong end for him of one of the best moments in UFC history whenever Robbie Lawler went out. Finally, one of the fighters got the story tale, or the fairy tale ending towards their career, or to end their career. That was it. Obviously, Robbie Lawler knocks Nico Price out. I believe it was in the first round and very quickly as well. So let's go. I mean, we'll give it a quick run through here. I'll be honest. Maybe I haven't seen all the fighters on this card. Who knows? But I mean, for the for the love of the game, even though he probably might get knocked out badly, we'll go Terrence McKinney. Don't know about that pick. I'll go with Mansour Abdul Malik. What are these records saying here? I'll go with Julian Arosa over Douglas. Yeah. Michael Chiesa, I'll take him to beat Nico Price. I haven't seen Nico Price win in a long time. He's 16-10. Yeah, I'll pick him. Then what are we saying? I'll pick Alexa Grasso. I just think she's too good. Macy Barber's a very good fighter, but I've got Grasso in that one. And then Israel Adesanya, as I mentioned. Come on. We get this poll active. Change it up. We'll get the poll active at the start of the stream for the main event. Oh, anyone that comes in and leaves, maybe we'll vote it. I just typed that whole thing and it wasn't typing. Yeah, I think Izzy's just gonna pick Pyfer apart, and hopefully he doesn't get caught early. And I think that'll be the win for him. But I mean, we know how hard Pyfer hits. I mean, he broke. He was the one to break Ngannou's punch record on that machine. You know, that's definitely. Ken Latson highlights here. That's definitely impressive to say the least. Especially, I mean, he's only a middleweight, and Ngannou is one of the most destructive heavyweight punchers we've seen in this sport. Yeah. It was actually quite a funny moment earlier on in the broadcast. Um, when Martin Tybura fought Fortune, and Tybura was announced as the winner, and even he looked confused. And then it shows Fortune leaving, and then I turned around and he was back in the cage, and they were like, "Now there's a mistake." Turns out that Bruce Buffer, which we can allow by the way, because he's he's the goat, accidentally announced the wrong winner, and yeah, I mean fair enough. It ended up Fortune won then, which is crazy, but you got you gotta allow it anyways for um Bruce Buffer. What a legend, him and his brother of the ring announcing and the sport, man. Bruce, I feel like there's some people that are just like so iconic in like MMA, especially because it's mostly the UFC, and they're like the the biggest in the sport. They're just like pivotal. Or it feels like if there was ever someone different in the position, it just wouldn't be right. Um, like Bruce Buffer is like a perfect match to the UFC. Same with Dana White, with him obviously buying it and being the owner, and now being sort of the face of the company. He's like, you know, if anyone else was in that role, probably be probably would like be different. But I feel like Dana White needs to get. I don't know. He might. I feel like he's. I don't know. It's awkward. Like, I feel like the passion has maybe dropped a bit for him, but been in it for a long time, and obviously he's overdoing boxing now, which I think is very interesting. You know, with the entry of MVP into MMA, obviously it probably won't be a concurrent thing. I mean, the UFC are here every week, but I just think that maybe that'll give them the kick they need to fully lock in because everything is just so inconclusive. And I was gonna, I did make a video on this. I didn't put it out though, which is my bad. But like every time post fight presser and you ask him something, it's I don't know. We'll find out on Tuesday. Well, we don't do matchmaking after the fight. Like I think the biggest problem I had last week was Movsar Evloev is the number one ranked contender. He has just beat Lerone Murphy. Whether you, regardless of what you think of the decision, by the way, because I did have it a draw. He beat Lerone Murphy in the main event of UFC London, who was number 3 ranked. Number 1 beats number 3. He's also beat Diego Lopez. He's also beat Arnold Allen, and that's a key one. He's also beat Aljamain Sterling. He's beat Lopez, Allen, Sterling, and Murphy, and you're trying to tell me that he doesn't deserve the title shot? Like it was, uh, is Movsar Evloev going to fight for the title next? Dana got asked something along the lines of that, and he said, "Well, I don't know. In a great position for it." Like, bro, your number one contenders be your number 3 contender after beating your number 4 contender and your number 6 contender. Or not your number 6, he might be like 8 now, Allen. And your number 2 contender, which he's beat also. So, what do you want? Like, like seriously. Roy Jones Jr. shouting at a fighter in his corner here. Roy Jones Jr. said to his fighter, without leaving, without trying to swear here, are you are you scared? Wait, hold on now. 31 for McKinney, 34 for Nelson. 2.5 inch reach advantage for McKinney. Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. said, "Are you scared?" He's bitching you out. Either fight him or quit. Fight him or quit. Fight, yeah, either fight him or quit. Fight or quit boxing. I ain't saying no more. Oh, he's mad. Let's go. By the way, I know we're here for the UFC, and this is a video idea. But while we're waiting here for this fight to start, I mean, oh, would you look at that? Um, was there Moses Atauma? I feel like I'm getting that name pronunciation right this time. He is special, and I can't say it anything any other way. I mean, he is just a special, special fighter. 21 now, knocks out Jermaine Franklin in round 5, who has never been stopped, having fought the likes of Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. Never been stopped. Solid fighter, and he was doing all right in there. But I didn't have him winning, didn't even give him a round, like, but he was competitive at times, and then he just walked forward with his chin out and his hands by his hands at like his chest, looking at the floor, and Atama, oh my, what an uppercut. What a punch. Perfect punch. Perfect. And you saw it, I mean, he was out in his feet, and Atama hits him kind of a jab to go over, and he falls flat on his face. Out he goes. And that was it. What a knockout. He's a special fighter and a world title this year. Could very much happen for him, depending on the outcome of Dubois and Wardley. But here we go. Where are we now? Oh, I don't think open. Alright. Let's go. Round 1 underway. Terrence McKinney, Cal Nelson. McKinney starting off with a nice one too, but a low kick from what Nelson puts him down. Good knee to the body from McKinney. McKinney drops him with a head kick. Ground and pound here from McKinney. He's going to get it done in 15 seconds, is he? No way. It's over. Terrence McKinney gets the knockout in 23 seconds. Come on. What a knockout. 23-second KO. That's crazy. 23 seconds. That's crazy, man. What a head kick. Crazy work. Head kick KO. Insane ground and pound after it. What a shot from McKinney. .23 seconds. Let's go. Terrence McKinney. What a way to win. Wait. I need to check this. Alright. What a way to start the main card. Taking me so long to get this tweet out. Bro, what a KO. Yeah, and just to finish up on that point, by the way, about the Moses Atama fight. What I was gonna say is his coach and him apparently protested it to the referee. Ridiculous. I mean, look, I'm not gonna mention things, but like a coach holds a fighter's life in his hands at times, and I feel like some of them don't understand that. And if his corner wanted that fight to go on the night, they most certainly don't. And they should probably have their probably there should probably be something done about that. Like that's crazy if they wanted that to continue. But yeah, Terrence McKinney, what a KO. Hits him with a head kick, puts him down, and just kept punching. And that is how you get it done. Obviously, he has an insane story himself. So, CM wins good. Yeah, it's got to be bonus worthy. Give that man 100K. Surely, man. I don't know if there, I don't think, I haven't seen any highlights of any big KOs anyway in this card. So, that could be it. If we don't get one the rest of this fight, the rest of this card. Even if Adesanya gets a KO, he's probably alright. We can give the 100 grand to someone else. But I'm sure 100 grand won't hurt him either. For UFC BJJ on here as well. Who's saying? We got Mansour Abdul Balik coming up against Yusuri Belagori next. Belagari from the Netherlands. 4 first round finishes with a record of 9-3. It'll be interesting. Mansour Abdul Malik 9-0 and 1, 7 first round finishes. This is why I picked him. I didn't see his record, but I remembered that he's pretty good. So we'll see. How weird is this at? Because that actually looks like metal. Yeah, middleweight. Gunslinger. Douglas's nickname. I mean, stacked day of fights altogether. I mean, across multiple sports. There's been boxing with Atoma and Franklin. There's going to be the UFC, which we're on now, and then RAF will be on as well, and we'll catch the main event and the co-main. Um, won't be surprised if that comes to blows. To be honest, it's funny though watching like I don't really know. Dylan Dennis um definitely doesn't have the most favorable method of promotion. Kobe Covington is the same, and they're both considered bad people pretty much. So to see them both at the press conference trying to talk to each other was funny because they both literally use the same angles. Like what Kobe was talking about Dennis's mom. It's just like Logan Paul did that like 3 years ago, and then or 2 years ago now I think, and then no, it was like it was three. It was 3 years ago, and Dylan's going at Kobe's sister. It's like 2 30-year-olds, by the way. I'm pretty sure. Like, Kobe's probably 40. They'd be interesting. I mean, this is Dylan Dance's chance to prove that at least in some form of combat, he can compete with a UFC fighter at a high level. So, but it is weird to have. I mean, Kobe Covington. It feels like a lot of the big names. This was another part of my video whenever I was talking about Dana and sort of the just like I don't know, I don't know, like that sort of attitude towards things. Like, oh, we'll see in the next 2 years. But like a lot of the big name fighters, I mean, depending on if he was telling the truth, Jones couldn't get a fight. Connor can't seem to get a fight. Covington can't seem to get a fight. Apparently, they're bringing Masvidal back into things. They couldn't help Diaz. You know, a lot of these big named fighters can't get something going. Kamaru Usman's just been sitting there. Islam Makachev, Ilia Topuria didn't take that fight at first because apparently the money was too low. They also turned down Gaethje as well. Like, unless you're Pereira, you're not really getting big fights if you're a big name. I don't know. Or not big fights. Like, if you've been out for a while, coming back into the sport as a big name seems to be quite difficult. And I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. I mean, especially when you have a fighter like Conor McGregor sitting there who they know will make them so much money because he always has. For him to not be able to get a fight is crazy. Yeah. For one last time, please, can Israel Adesanya win this? Gotta happen, man. And he was doing good in that first round against Imavov as well. It wasn't all bad. You know, when you look at the counter right hand he landed at one point, it was a great shot. We got Joe Pyfer just lying on the ground here. As we know, Joe Pyfer actually doesn't wear um that much hand wrap. He tapes his wrist, and that is it. Goes around the wrist, up around the thumb. That's it. I think everyone have done that last week as well. But I mean, a lot of finishes here for Mansour Abdul Malik. How tall is this? 6'6" middleweight. What? That's crazy. They're showing Usari Belgari. I feel like I'm butchering that. I'm gonna have to hear that in the fight announcement. They're showing his highlights. I look over, I think he's quite tall. Then he like turns around celebrating his victory in the highlight as if this guy's gotta be some insane height for his weight class, and he is. 6'6" is crazy at middleweight. Like what height? Adesanya and Pyfer are not that tall. Joe Pyfer's 6'2", Adesanya's 6'4". And I'm pretty sure that Ferrara was 6'4" as well. Mental. Fair enough. Fighters that are heavyweight, they're not even 6'6". I think any of them are. Volkov actually. He's 6'7", I think. Obviously Stefan Struve was 6'9", I believe. Oh, what are we saying? Adesanya on a fight night card, by the way, which will end relatively early. Although I'm pretty sure blocks go forward. Bro, what are we saying? Anyone anyone got picks for the wrestling? I feel like I've got um Sergian and Covington. But obviously last time out, by the way, like in that Sergian and Hollis fight, I'm not saying that wrong. Um they both took each other down once. Obviously Sergian wins, but it was because of fouls. But they both took each other down one time. So technically it was a draw. In my opinion. I mean it's a wrestling match. Obviously I think that's a lot more prominent in America from like for like college wrestling and all that stuff. But uh, bit of a broader perspective, from my perspective, if he takes him down more, whoever gets that one down more wins. How about that? Can we do that? feel like that's how it works anyways, but I'll see Giorgio took it upon himself last time to sort of slap our man as he was going around the going for the headlock. 28 for Mansour Abdul 33 for Belgari. Then yeah, 6'6" compared to 6'2" for Belgari, who's got 4 inch height advantage, and surprisingly, Mansour Abdul actually has the 1 inch reach advantage, which is crazy. But let's hear this because I need to hear his name pronounced. All right, so Belgari, Belgari, whatever one it is, it is. Um, yeah, let's go, man. Mike Beltron, our referees. We get underway with this one. Belgari's nickname is the Babyface Assassin, by the way. Belgari. Who knows if this is whatever I says. We're round one underway. Guy's huge. Not much so far. A few leg kicks from Belgari. Front kick misses there from Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik rushing in, going for the single leg there, it looked like momentarily. Nice low kick there for Belgari. For Belgari. Yeah. I try to pronunciate the name and it kind of sounds the same as when I don't, so stick with that. There's a nice oblique kick though from Abdul Malik. Fighting in the purple shorts. It is. I feel like ever since UFC is like, yeah, you can wear purple, and now apparently you can wear pink, which I feel like they shouldn't have done. Apart from O'Malley, and you have orange as well now. With Pemblet, I feel like fighters still just go for like black, white, blue, red, yellow, and green, which is like the main colors that were in it or were available for shirts. I mean, obviously we've seen Ian Gary with the purple, Paddy Pemblet with the orange. Sean O'Malley was a 1 of 1 on the pink until they let oh, I can't remember his name, until they let the guy that fought in UFC London last week fight with them, and obviously he got beat. I feel like this shouldn't have been get like, I know his nickname's like the Pink Panther and all, but I feel like when a fighter's wore shorts as their special shorts, like they're 1 of 1 for an event, you probably shouldn't allow them for anyone else. Like those were O'Malley's custom shorts. First best performance ever, by the way. He literally, I mean, that fight against Cheeto was crazy. Like, Not much happening here. A whole lot of swinging and missing. There's some nice low kicks though from Belgari. I think Sean Woodson was a middleweight. What is that doing Malik going for there? Actually looked like he just dived headfirst into him. Clearly struggling to land on Belgari. I mean, Belgari's landing really nice leg kicks. Missed the head kick though. Yeah, this Belgari's actually got really good defense. Nice head kick from Malik. 9 out of 14 leg kicks landed for Belgari. See if he can maybe implement that to the body more to the head. Nice job from Malik. Overhand. Oh, Malik stunned there, I felt like. Yeah. I mean, Belgari certainly pushed it. After that, Malik threw a few punches in and got caught with a counter. It looked like it stunned him for a moment. Alright, let's go. Round two, about to get underway here. Round two underway. I mean, the low kicks worked very well for Belgari in the last round, so Malik's going to need to try and find a way around those. He goes with the front kick to the body. I'd like to see more work to the head this round. More use of the jab from Belgari. Obviously, he is 6'6". I know he's at a disadvantage on the reach, but I feel like his jab will be quite a good weapon. What are the legs saying? I know I can get this, but oh, that was nasty. Abdurmalik went for a flying knee, and it looked like he caught a knee as a low blow, but yeah, apparently he's able. Oh, huge lift there for Abdurmalik. Doesn't get Belgari down, but I mean he got him up in the air. Going for that, going for the single leg maybe at the moment. Abdurmalik's got him up against the cage anyways here in the clinch. Nice knee from Belgari. Throws that jab, doesn't get it. Front kick to the body from Belgari. I wonder how this guy got beat 3 times and who it was against, because we're at middleweight, like if you're pretty decent with that build, in my opinion, you'll not be beat unless you're fighting someone really higher ranked. Or in the rankings. I feel like if you're that tall and decent, like that can get you far. Goes to the knee up the middle, right hand from Belgari. Spinning back fist attempt from Malik. He does not get it. Nice front kick to the body there from Belgari. Great work with the jab there as well. Gets double legged there, but he's building back up. Gets back up. That was a really nice entry from Abdul Malik, who hits a suplex. How about that? I haven't seen one of those in a while. Looking to take the back here. Gets a hook in. Or does he? Did he lose it already? He is very high up on the back of Belgari here. So it looks like he might end up sliding off the top or to the side with this one. But he might be able to get that hook in actually. Very high up. He's going to come off the top here. Belgari just pushes him forward a bit more. Maybe work towards an armbar here. Who knows? This is a strange angle. Gonna go for the knee there. Nope, he comes off the top and they're back up. Belgari's got him in the clinch. Going for the knees to the thigh. Uppercuts now from Belgari. Those were heavy as well. Another shot on the inside, still in the clinch. He's going for takedown now, Belks, but he wants that slam back. Because he was definitely in the lifting motion there anyways. A few more knees from Belgari. Another knee to the body. Great body work and leg work from him in this fight. Those uppercuts are hurting Abdul Malik, it feels like. Or it looks like, I mean. Putting on the pace here, there's a right hand knee from Belgari. It's huge. There's a nice hook from Abdul Malik. Goes for a front kick, doesn't get it. Knee to the body again, knee to the head now. Left hook from Belgari, right hand. Knee up, knee to the head again. Right hand from Belgari. Knee again. Hook now from Belgari. Abdul Malik's hurt here. Another hook. He looks tired. Uppercut from Belgari. If he just takes time, patient, he can avoid the strikes of Abdul Malik and he might stop him here. There's another hook, knee combination. Right hand from Belgari. Knee now. There's an elbow in the inside. Abdul Malik is really hurt here. 10 seconds left to go in this round. There's another right hand from Belgari. Another knee. Been an elbow though. Oh, and a huge right hook from Belgari, and he lands some elbows. Is that going to be it? The round's over. Can Abdul Malik get back up? He does. He gets back up. He gets back up. He gets back up. Right? The fight's still on, yeah. What are we saying here? I've got no commentary. I can't find. The fight is still on. Anyways, that was huge knockdown. Abdul Malik was thrown with him, and as soon as he exited that clinch or that inside range, hands were down, and Belgari clocks him with a huge right hook. Down he goes, 2 huge elbows in the ground as well. But he's still in it. That was nasty. See here, spinning elbow from Abdul Malik. And as soon as he turns back around, he gets whacked with a flipping right hook. Round 3 underway here. There's another leg kick from Belgari. Mansour going for that takedown, doesn't get it. Another kick from Belgari. He needs to push here because he can definitely get the finish. I mean, he was right there. One more elbow, by the way, at the end of that round. He probably puts Abdul Malik out. Knee up the middle to the chest from Belgari. 2-1 now. Abdul Malik looks lost. Like, I don't know if it's the height or the range, but he cannot get landing at all. Nice hook from Belgari. Front kick up the middle to the body. Head kick now from Belgari. Hurt Abdul Malik uppercut from Belgari. Overhand right. Knee up the middle, but Abdul Malik going for that spinning elbow again, doesn't get it. He tries to run out of there. 2 uppercuts from Belgari now. Jab from Belgari. Going in for that double leg. Huge takedown for Abdul Malik, but can he keep him down? Very hard to manage those long legs of Belgari, who gets up. Abdul Malik falls off his back, and around his back on the waist. Can he keep him on that knee? Can he get him back down? He's going for the lift. Takes leg out, but doesn't matter. Belgari gets back up. Abdul Malik's gonna need to hold this for a minute if he doesn't want finished. Belgari breaks the grip around his waist. Got wrist control here in the clinch. It's his underhook. Never mind. Abdul Malik separates. Taller than the cage. Spinning back fist to the body from Abdul Malik. That probably shows you how tall Belgari is. Oh, huge knee up the middle from Belgari. Overhand now from Belgari. There's a nice right hand though from Abdul Malik. Finally gets through. Another right hand from Belgari. He's going in for the finish here. Another spin elbow miss from Abdul Malik. Belgari misses the uppercut though. Abdul Malik's on a takedown, but great sprawl from Belgari. Abdul Malik needed to just power him over in one of these takedowns, but he never got it. Belgari's back up. Overhand misses for Abdul Malik. There's a 2-1 again from Belgari. Great uppercut to the body. What a shot from Belgari. Knee up the middle now again from Belgari. Elbow to the side of the head. We're in the clinch here. Clinch separates. Great uppercut again from Belgari. Abdul Malik just about missed the right hand before that. Hooks again. Knee up the middle. Down goes Abdul Malik and the referee calls it off. There we go. What a finish from Belgari. Knee up the middle. Gets it done. What a finish and what a performance from... Hold on now, let me get his full name in here. Yusuri Belgari. See here the hook. Abdul Malik's running. Grabs the head. Puts it down. Knee up the middle. And as soon as he falls again, Beltron calls it off. Great stoppage in my opinion. Great knee. What a shot. Takes the undefeated record as well. By the way. 9-0-1 before this Mansur Abdul Malik was. Reminiscent of Reno the Ritter in there with those knees. I don't know, maybe the circumstances were bad or training dependent or some things like that, but all I'm gonna say is if he keeps fighting like that, man, he could be a severe problem for the middleweight division. No doubt about it. I mean, what a performance, what a knee. The amount of knees he landed in there. Up next, Julian Erosa takes on Darian Douglas. Be a good fight. Featherweight bout, that one. He's also tall for featherweight, isn't he? 6'1", yeah. We got some tall people on this card tonight. No doubt about it. Adesanya's 6'4". Julian Erosa's 6'1" at featherweight. Obviously, then we have 6'6" here at middleweight with Belgari. Anyone else? I feel like Bahamundez is tall as you know. How you'd say? Is that fight happened already? But certainly a night for the tall fighters. I mean, that was just a brutal performance. So eventually getting the stoppage with the knees, adding up, and just, I mean, as tall as he is, his work up close was unreal. Great hook at the end of the second to put Abdul Malik down, and we just see the finishing knee. Down goes Abdul Malik, and the referee runs straight in. Great stoppage and great awareness from the referee, by the way. Well, if you haven't already, you're in the chat. Let me know who you've got in the main event tonight. I've got Israel Adesanya, but he takes on Joe Pyfer, who's dangerous on the feet and on the ground. I've got it for the arguable middleweight goat. I don't think he is. Anderson Silva is probably the goat, but who knows? Depending on where you look at it. Adesanya might overtake him for knockdowns tonight, so that could be interesting. That would help him out. Obviously, Adesanya also beat Silva at the end of his career. There's one Alex Pereira in the corner of Belgari. He's in the full UFC cornerman gear. Yeah, there's Glover as well. Shout out to him. Harold Baralio in the crowd tonight. Michael Chiesa is retiring tonight. Shout out to him. Veteran of the sport, 1907. Final fight of his career as he retires in his home state. So we like to see. Yeah, let's go. Bit of a Dustin Poirier moment for him. Obviously, he's not headlining, but I mean, he's had some great fights, great wins, great rivalries. Julian Erosa doing a bit of sparring. Obviously, not full on sparring, but what an act. That Atama uppercut was insane earlier on. If you haven't already, make sure to go to the tags around the screen. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You see all the tags around the screen. Uh, Pumping content out as much as I can on both platforms and on YouTube. Let's get it. Oh, promo. I remember last week seeing the Molly McCann promo, and I actually thought that what is this promo? Because there's some fighters in here. The UFC just done themselves an ad in their own broadcast. Fair enough. I'm seeing a lot about that Bahamundez fight, by the way. Saying that Bahamundez knocked him down, or nearly did, at the start of the second, and then maybe his opponent grabbed the cage, and apparently there was a lot of headbutting in there as well. Seeing Bilal Muhammad talking about it. And he got beaten that as well, which isn't good. Chase Hooper, unfortunately, knocked out as well earlier on. Not we like to see, but sure he'll be back. He was on a great win streak as well, by the way, not too long ago. What have we got next week? Do we have anything next week? I don't know if UFC's on next week. Oh, um, yeah. Some great fights coming up. I know 2 weeks time, Tyson Fury takes on Makhmudov. That'll be a great fight in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with Conor Benn and Regis Prograis in the co-main event. Then at the start of May, we have Fabio Wardy taking on Daniel Dubois. We'd definitely be here for that. We also have what is it? What's our next big UFC? 327. Um, oh, that'll be good. That'll be a good card. We'll be here for that. Joshua Van takes on Pyra, and Pereira, or not Pereira. Prohavska takes on Alberg in the main event of that, and hopefully Prohavska wins it. What is this now? Is this Demetrius Johnson getting announced to the Hall of Fame? And that is what you love to see in this sport. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson enters the UFC Hall of Fame. What a fighter. What a what a fighter, man. What a fighter. And he goes into the Hall of Fame as arguably one of the best, if not the, he's one of the best, if not the best, who ever do it, talked about as the go to the sport. When you look at his skills all around and his clean history, most importantly, it's him and GSP at the top. And no doubt it could definitely be him. Most title wins, title defense wins, or title wins in UFC history as well, I believe. Title defenses in a row. Is it 11 or 12? What a fighter. What a person. Shout out to Mighty Mouse, Hall of Fame, as expected. It's about time. Shout out to Mighty Mouse, man. As it says here on the poster, but I'll just read the stats. He was the inaugural UFC flyweight champion from 2012 to 2018. He's the longest reigning flyweight champion in the history of the UFC, 2,142 days, and the most title fight wins in UFC flyweight history at 12. What a fighter. Julian Erosa up next. Egnon Douglas. Aaron McKinney has 4 finishes in under a minute, by the way. The most sub 1 minute finishes in UFC history. Anthony Johnson, there was Rumble her. Um, at 5, Vitor Belfort at number 4. Terence McKinney at 3. Tied, or that wasn't, that was Belfort with 4, Johnson with 5, and McKinney also tied now with Belfort at 4. Shout out to Mighty Mouse, man. So hyped for him there. I mean, it's certainly. I mean, look, you have to say it when it comes to these topics, and I'll leave out like Anderson Silva might be one of my favorite fighters of all time, but there's no hiding it. He popped, and so did John Jones. And when you take that into consideration, who's the real true goat of this sport, it leaves 2 names to be spoke about, and that is Demetrius Johnson and George St. Pierre, and it's a toss up. But great to see from Eddie Mouse there, man. It's great to see, and like it's I mean, yeah, second most held defense in UFC history. Um, I know that photo, man. That photo of Mighty Mouse just standing there with flip. I mean, how many belts in that photo? Two, four, six, eight. Wait, yeah, two, four, six, 8, 10 belts in one photo. It's so tough. Let me, what a photo. It's got to be one of the toughest photos to ever come out of the UFC. Crazy man. And it like GSP Mighty Mouse, I mean, it's a debate, but shout out to Mighty Mouse, well deserved. What a fighter. And what a career he had even after the UFC and won whenever he fought Moraes and got knocked out. I might have said his name wrong there, by the way. Um, my bad if I did. And got KO'd and then come back and got the KO. Like, what a fighter. One of the greatest retirement speeches of all time as well. My voice cracks come out at the worst time. That's all I'm gonna say. But you can't blame him, man. It was an emotional one. So, what song can you put over this on Instagram now? 'Gotta love it. (6'1" for Julian Arosa. He's 36. Douglas is 30. Then, yep, I missed the rest of the stats. That's the important ones. Let's go. Darian Douglas, 13-5. He is the favorite here tonight, though. MMA law, like MMA is so much better than boxing whenever it comes to losses, because some guy was 13-5. He wouldn't be anywhere near the main card of anything in boxing. Julian Arusa, 31-13, coming in for his 45th fight. Veteran, 6'1", 145 pounds. So he's the underdog here. 7-7 as a UFC underdog is crazy. 14 fights in the UFC, if not more. I'm on about to get underway here. I have my positioning a bit up the left. Alright. Let's go. Round one underway. That was quick. Right. Round one underway. A nice low kick from Douglas. That looked impactful already. Nice job from Rosa though. Low kick again from Douglas. So Rosa throws one back. There's a nice 1-2 from Rosa. Jab again from Rosa. Rosa definitely looks awkward to say the least. Nice low kick again and a nice left hook from Douglas now. Very patient, hurt. Rosa's hurt with those low kicks already. He's going in for an uppercut now. Rosa looking to Going to the clinch, doesn't get anything out of it though. Douglas separates, and no doubt he's throwing a leg kick here. The overhand from Douglas. Leg kick blocked by Arosa. There's a low kick now on the other leg. Inside low kick that time from Douglas. Stance switch from Arosa. That's how you know that leg's hurt. Really doesn't look anywhere near as good. Arosa near goes down. The cage sees him. Really nice head off the center line. Straight right from Douglas. And left hook now. That one wobbled him. Kick that leg again. He's back in his stance, mate. Back into orthodox for Arosa. By the way, he's so awkward here. He's dabbing to getting KO'd. 100% Arosa goes out in this first round. Bad pick on my behalf. Douglas has this guy unable to take a leg kick, and he's not throwing them. Great uppercut from Douglas. Arosa hurt again, surely. Oh, those are tight shots from Douglas. They missed. Arosa coming forward now. Uppercut on the inside from Douglas, and a huge left hook over the top and overhand right now. Arosa uppercuts now from Douglas. Oh, he's here spinning, missing these punches. He near spins in a circle after he's thrown that much into them. Where's that low kick from Douglas, man? Biggie, I know this might be a bit too creative, like, but he could like lead oblique leg kick into a spinning shot. What are we saying? Jab, even that one knocked Arosa off balance. There's another jab. Arosa goes down from a jab. Jab again puts Arosa down. Just come forward, bro. I wonder who's gonna put you to sleep. Please jab again. Jab, Arosa's gonna go down again off a jab. I don't know what spinning shot he's throwing. He can't even look straight. Huge right hook from Douglas. Arosa's out in his feet here. One jab and he goes down again. It's probably over. Jab, he goes down again. Right hand. He's going to get stiffed here. Overhand puts him down. Uppercut. Uppercut again. Huge uppercut now. And a right hook. And that's it. Over. What a knockout from Douglas. I've never seen anyone get knocked down with a jab that bad in the UFC. Gunslinger. Lived up to the nickname. I'm surprised Arosa didn't go flat out cold there. That overhand that drops him initially, like if that hit him on the chin, he would have been sleeping. What a shot. He knocks him down again and just one right hook, ground and pound shot, and that's it. Crazy work there. Great performance. This is what we like to see, man. Are we on 3 knockouts in a row now? I think we are. What are we saying here? That's a KO. KO last fight as well from Belgari. And then Terrence McKinney started the card off with a KO. 3 in, 3 KOs. 3 to go. Can we get 3 more? Maybe Alexa Grasso gets a finish in that fight. We'll go for finishes here. Maybe Michael Chiesa gets a submission. And then Izzy or Pyfer also likely to get. I mean, Pyfer's Likely to get a knockout or submission, but is he? Obviously, I didn't do that right. Is he? For KO? Great to see Mighty Mouse into the Hall of Fame, but what a performance from Douglas here. Seven weeks time. The OG BMF, or one call him the OG BMF, actually, I feel like anytime I said that title would always go towards his big brother. But one of the original BMFs, the one, I mean, literally one of two, Nate Diaz takes on the King of Violence, Mike Parry, at the MVP MMA event. Crazy that they promoted that individually, or did they all? Yeah, they probably did separate ones for every fight. Risey also takes on Carano, and Galliano takes on Lins. But I feel like this could be the main event on its own. 8 of Terrence McKinney's 18 wins have come in under a minute. That's crazy. No doubt about it. By the way, the original BMF, the OG BMF, before the belt existed, before all the entertainment, I won't call it, before MMA was really at its like this commercialized peak where everything's like all entertainment value, and there's maybe fighters that can talk but can't do the fighting in there and all this here stuff. A fighter who trained relentlessly, put on unbelievable fights every time, and unfortunately his career didn't go the way it should have. But Nick Diaz, what a fighter! Shout out to him, and I see he's doing good again. Hopefully it stays. Yeah. I mean, wins for him. Cyborg. Then you had Shamrock, Paul Daly, Robbie Lawler. Some incredible fights. Beats BJ Penn. Fought Carlos Condit, GSP. Fought Anderson Silva. What a fighter. Robbie Lawler. Erosa was out in his face so much there. Like, I don't know how he didn't go stiff. Tatiana Suarez in the crowd, but in front of her, another go to the sport, Kamaru Usman. Here he is, Israel Adesanya backstage. Second most held fight wins in UFC middleweight history at 8 is our Anderson Silva. Comes in at number 1 there with 11. But though I think the title's out of the picture for Izzy at this point. What a career. Either way, and hopefully this isn't the end tonight. But if it is, I'd like to see him go out and win. Moicano versus Duncan coming up next weekend, Saturday, April 4th. Gandaroba against Richie in the co-main event. That's a good fight as well. Moicano against Duncan. Really solid fight. Can Michael Chiesa get this fairy tale ending as well over Nico Price? Obviously, Robbie Lawler got it. This is going to be the final fight of his career in his hometown. See if he can get it done. Look, I'll be honest, I'm not some sort of super fan. I haven't been tuning in for every one of his fights, but I know the status, the career, the fights, some of the victories, and the way he served the sport. Whether he wins or loses tonight. Congratulations to Michael Chiesa, as he literally just now, I think, or no, Nico Price will walk first, as he makes his final walk to the ring on a great career, and yeah, shout out to him, any veteran in the sport. Even people underestimate it, man, how tough it can be to do that over and over and over and over, and never stop trying to get to the top. And even if you look at a fighter like Jim Miller, people might say he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he's not won a title or anything like. But these are some of these veteran fighters, man, are undercredited. So shout out to Chiesa on a great career. Um, so many fights, so long in the top organization, at the top of his sport. Get the respect. Won the Ultimate Fighter back in the day as well. Nasty rear naked choke as well. Nico Price fought Robbie Lawler in his farewell fight, and Robbie Lawler got him out of there. I don't know why they showed that as a Nico Price highlight. Um, the way I looked at it, anyways. So yeah, what are we saying here? Nico Price walking to the octagon at the moment, I believe. Taking a wild foot from the start though. Let's go. Nico Price, huge side now. We're just waiting for him to get sorted here. He's got Cutman Tate, Mike Beltran, the whole squad there. Bruce Buffer in the background. These are both veterans before as well. Maybe he'll go out if he loses, but he does shout the Nico Price as well. One of 3 upkick knockouts in UFC history against James Vick. Finished 13 of his 16 wins, 10 knockouts, 3 submissions, 10 first round finishes. Pretty good stats there for Nico Price. 10 losses on the record probably isn't the best luck. Pretty friendly interaction there with Beltran. He checks him over before he gets into the octagon. And now to make the walk for the final time of his career, here comes veteran of the sport, Washington. This is where the fight is. Their own fighter, Michael Chiesa. Sure, this will be a tough moment for him. This is like this is I say a lot. They're like um, literally there. This is like the most talked about moment when a fighter retires. It's like whenever you're walking out to all those people, and here he comes. Come on, hasten towards the octagon. By the way, so that's what all the fighters say. Whenever you walk out to that amount of people cheering or booing so much, that adrenaline cannot be beat. And a lot of retired fighters say like that's what they miss the most. And it's true probably. This is crazy work like. Team Poirier even say that he was struggling a bit with retirement on the Joe Rogan podcast. Shout out to Poirier as well, man. Yeah, I don't really know. If you're in the stream right now, make sure to like. Here comes Michael Chiesa for the final time. A 3-fight win streak. Tied second most rear naked choke submission victories in the UFC, and second best significant strike absorption rate in UFC welterweight history. I don't know if that's a good thing, but fair enough. For the final time, family cheering him on in the crowd, the whole crowd cheering him on. Michael Chiesa has entered the octagon to see if he can produce another victory to end his career with a 4-fight win streak. Against Nico Price here. Here we have the tail of the tape. 38 for Chiesa, 36 for Price. 6'1", 1-inch height advantage for Chiesa, and a half-inch reach advantage for Nico Price. Michael Chiesa is the flipping massive favorite here. This is a welterweight bout at 170 pounds. So, where's Buffer? It's this one underway. 16-10 with two no contests for Price. Coming in at 6 foot tall, and he is the underdog here. Let's hear this announcement. Talk about an introduction. Wow. What an introduction from Bruce Buffer. That is crazy. And round one is underway. Hey, Nego Price comes out swinging. Goes to the right hand again, doesn't get it. Chiesa taking his time, circling. Misses two shots. Great trip there from Chiesa. Price stays up though. We're in the clinch here. Chiesa's going for the trip. Price gets Chiesa down. Though. Chiesa goes off balance. Chiesa going in on a single leg. Great work from Chiesa there to get back up on his feet. He's going for the slam now. He gets it. Slams Price down. He's got his hooks in. He takes to the back. Can he get the standing rear naked choke? Price front flips, but that makes it worse for him. Price front flipped and Chiesa went with him. Chiesa gets in the rear naked choke. It's clean. It's over. What a way to end his career. Michael Chiesa with another rear naked choke victory. And how about that? Ends his career on a 4-fight win streak. And that was quick. Chiesa took his back, got his hooks in, was standing on the choke though. So Price front flipped. And I mean, it was the worst case scenario. Chiesa just stuck on his back. So the choke went in and pretty quickly. Price tapped, and there we go. Fairy tale ending, no doubt about it. All respect to the legend, and he gets it done. His final fight. How about that? We see here a great takedown with the slam. Gets his hooks in immediately. Even when he ended up on the back, he never went for the body triangle. Price flips him off. It works initially, but Price rolls over and pretty much just gives him it back. And Chiesa takes full advantage of it, gets that choke in, ties it up immediately. And yeah, Price taps. That was it. I wonder is Price going to retire? Ja, the Kia someone. When's he gonna get a wee video package here? I think if Andy Smith got one, Michael Chiesa should definitely get one, not gonna lie. Don't know if that's yeah, Nico Price is also gonna retire here. His gloves are down. Alright, so a hyped up, grateful, thankful Michael Chiesa in the post fight interview as he goes out there and wins for the final time in his final fight. His UFC career is to show a video package here. Um, great victory, great win for him. And I don't believe he's going to get his moment, but I also believe Nico Price retiring here. Great to see, man. Great to see. I didn't know Nate Diaz was. I was going to say Nick Diaz again. Man. Made that many edits. I didn't know Nate Diaz was the in top five for UFC submission wins. 10, he's number 4. Case is number 5 with 9. we see yes in the bottom corner here watching on his promo package. I wonder they're gonna let Price retire. I wonder what song that. And there we have it. Michael Chiesa. That is it. What a career, and I also believe it is the end of a career for Nico Price, who's been on the wrong end of the fairy tale endings. But look, takes two to be in there, so shout out to him as well. Congratulations. I mean, veteran of the sport, 16 victories. Yeah, what a career from him as well. Good to see Chiesa get the moment though. Up next, UFC 327. Or this might be 2 weeks' time. Yeah, it is. Prohaska versus Alberg, Van versus Tyra, Blades versus Hockett, Reyes versus Walker, and Mirzakhanov against Paulo Costa, who moves up to light heavyweight. All right. Former world champion Alexa Grasso taking on Macy Barber next. I mean, what a win, by the way, that was. Um, For a long time, obviously, I wasn't actually doing this. Um, I only started the Twitter account in I think it was 2024, was it? And then obviously, 20, yeah, it was 2024, I believe. Then over time, it's built up. We started doing YouTube and stuff. Um, but a long time before this, I was consistently watching every UFC event, and I remember, I believe the Grasso Shevchenko one was on the co-main event of Jones vs. Gan, and I remember watching it. And at that time, it was really late. It was probably 5 in the morning around that. Pitch black. I believe I was near sleeping, and out of nowhere, just I seen Shevchenko go for a spinning shot. Didn't get it. Grasso jumped straight on her back, gets the crank, and beats her. Crazy. I remember that being one of those mental upsets that I'd seen in a while. It was a close fight up until then as well. Obviously, Shevchenko ends up. Did Shevchenko beat her in their third fight? I think. I don't know. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, change of plans. I'm setting this thing up though, so whatever I do. Back or whenever I do leave for a second, hopefully this. I'm still here by the way. If you do come in. And I'm just setting this up for later. And I do have to leave for a second. Macy Barber in the octagon. Lexi Grasso. Currently making her way to the octagon. I am still here by the way. This is some advanced editing. I should have had this out of the stream earlier, my bad. But Lexi Grasso is making her way to the octagon right now. So this is the co-main event. Adesanya against Pyfer is up next. I don't know how I can't add a background, but I'm just gonna have to do this for later anyways. $32 for Grasso, former world champion, obviously. 27 for Barber. Both are 5'5" and 1 inch reach advantage for Grasso at 66 inches of reach. Alright, that should be sorted, but create like a different screen fill. Some improvements. We're getting there. Got Grasso in this one. Let me know if you haven't already who you got for the main event in the poll in the chat. Let's go. Alexa Grasso, number 3 ranked, 16-5-1, 5'5", 126 pounds, fighting out of Mexico. Obviously, we know former world champion and one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. I was talking about that and me watching that whenever that happened live, um, waiting for the Jones fight to come on and nearly nearly sleeping at that point. And then all of a sudden, I seen Shevchenko go for the spinning shot, and the grass just jumped straight onto her back, and that was when UFC history started because then Grasso got the crank, got the win. Round one underway. Let's go. Would you look at that for the first time tonight? The perfectly timed timer. Let's go. That's always something I try to do. If you're new here, you might know this, but try to match the timer that I see from the UFC broadcast to the one I put on your screen, and I finally did it. There's a nice low kick from Grasso. There's a nice two hook though from um Barber. Obviously, Grasso's boxing is very good as well. Couple of good shots again though from Barber. There's two hard shots back though from Grasso. Two misses for Barber. Nice outside low kick again from Grasso. Grasso's kind of got that boxing guard as well. Inside low kick now. They're both straight leg kicks. The front kick up the middle though from Grasso. Two one two for Grasso. That was some good work. And then brought it back straight to the center of the octagon. Barber goes with her backhand now. Some great exchanges here. Couple of hooks down for Grasso. I feel like Grasso's landing the more accurate, precise shots or the harder shots. I feel like with Grasso's guard, it's very hard to catch her clean sometimes, but nice double jab there from Grasso. Nice 1-2 from Grasso. Obviously, this is title contention. Huge right hand, Grasso. Oh my god. Yeah, it stopped that fight. Wow. Okay, that developed quickly. Oh no. Oh wait, holy. Okay, so it doesn't, I hope Macy Barber is okay here. This is a, okay. Hold on a second. So Grasso hits her with a straight right, puts her down, and then she was out. And Grasso didn't even go for the ground and pound, just went straight into the choke. And Barber was gone. The referee stopped it, but it's quite scary scenes here after. So I'm hoping that Macy Barber's okay. Hopefully she's all good here. We see here in the replay. Southpaw from Grasso. Hook, right hand, clean on the chin. Puts Barber down, and that's it. One ground pound shot. She instantly takes the choke, but Barber was out from the knockdown and the punch after. That is brutal. That is one of the most brutal finishes I've ever seen in the sport. Barber tried to shoot a takedown on Beltron after it, and she kind of just fell over out of it. I really hope she's alright, man. That was one of the scariest finishes I've seen. Setting up now. I think the bad here. Stand her up. No, she's sitting on her stool. Okay, this is it. That was scary, man. What do you even rule that as, a knockout or a choke? Alright, Barber back up to her feet here for the decision announcement, but that was crazy. Wow. That was mental. The right hand puts her down, and she's pretty much out there. One ground and pound shot, she's really out, and then she's in a really tight rear naked choke. One of the craziest things I ever seen. That was crazy. I'm like actually like scrolling through Twitter here. Yeah, that after part where like they didn't even cut to a different thing. They actually had the camera just in the like focused on the eyes of Macy Barber, and she was just lay there, sprawled out, flat out, not moving. She was moving her eyes. That was One of the scariest things I've seen in the sport. Wow. That's like, I remember one of the like other finishes that I'll probably that'll probably stick in my mind for a while. When it comes to scary finishes from now on, that one will be there. But I'd say that's this is competing. Why is the UFC? I'm so confused, man. All right, yeah. So one of the one of the other finishes that comes to mind for me whenever I talk about scary finishes is whenever Figueiredo choked out um Benavidez, I think, and there was like the angle was a really close up on the choke, and you just seen the eyes roll into the back of his head, and that was one of the scariest finishes I've seen in this sport. But that is up there because that, I mean, just watching her go from the knockout with the punch into the rear naked choke was like already like mental. But then, if you, by the way, if you just join and you don't know, Macy Barber gets put out by Grasso from a punch, but the referee doesn't step in. Obviously because it didn't look like she was out cold, and then Grasso just jumps straight on her back and chokes her, but she's out from the punch, and the referee then steps in. But then after, Barber was kind of just lay there for a minute or two, just looking out into the distance, and I was just laid out flat. That was one of the scariest finishes that I've seen in forever. That is insane. Hopefully Barber is all good, but that is insanely scary. And also an insanely impressive finish. Like the how quickly Grasso got to that choke, but wow, that was insane. But that was scary. I don't get scared by much these days in this sport because I've seen so many fights and so many knockouts and so many submissions, but that was flipping one of them, I tell you that. Wow. See from Helwani here, even this is one of the wildest finishing sequences ever. You nearly need to see the 30 seconds or so after too because it's absolutely terrifying. That is insane. Israel Adesanya coming up next in the main event against Joe Pyfer, but I still can't believe what I just seen. I mean, Barbara is out on that choke. Then she goes on to a single leg on Mike Beltran as well, the referee, and she kind of literally just like falls over off of it and just laid there flat out for, I mean, how long? The rest of this clip, anyways, which is a minute long, laid there flat out. Adesanya and Pyfer up next. I've got Izzy in this one. If you haven't already, let me know who you've got in the poll in the chat. Hopefully he gets it done. Pyfer's a hard hitter though, explosive hitter, and anything can happen here. I'm still watching this back. I can't believe it. I mean, a lot of people were impressed when Gable Stevenson got the left hook into the takedown, but that there with the punch into the rear naked choke is one of the cleanest I've ever seen. If you're just coming in here, make sure to subscribe. We've been here live every weekend so far this year for the UFC and boxing, content on every platform. And yeah, we're here tonight for Adesanya against Pyfer. More videos to follow, edits, everything you need. We got it. UFC Seattle going down now. I believe it is Moicano against, I forgot his name here. He's from Scotland. I know that. It's Moicano next week, and then we have UFC 327. That that is scary, man. Once again, I know she's back up for the decision and stuff on her feet, so hopefully she's all right. But I mean, yeah, it remains. Hopefully, why is that on my screen? I did not put that there. All right. Oh wait, never mind. That's delayed. Never mind. All right, we're chilling. Oh, is the RAF on there? Hold on now. Dave. Like I said, if you're just coming along, make sure to subscribe. Yeah. The main event is about to get underway. RAF is also live. So who's on now? Adesanya's making his way to the octagon, or it's Pyfer actually at the moment. Let's go. Try and get this RAF up. I don't think it was Dana's first Covington yet, anyways. Here comes Pyfer to the octagon. Alright, my volume is down this time. Give this another go. If you're just in, make sure to subscribe. Live every weekend so far this year. We're here tonight for UFC Seattle, Adesanya versus Pyfer, and also RAF 07 going down. We have Danis against Covington on that, and the main event, Sergian rematching Giorgio Valeos. Still don't think I'm saying his name right though. Come on. Let me know who you've got if you haven't already in the poll. Make sure to like it up. Wait, there's been a crazy increase in viewers here, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks everyone's coming along. Much appreciated. Make sure to vote up that poll. Well, we're about to get underway here. RAF. Alright, so I believe there is a running order. Hold on. We have Deck on now. Crazy name. Yeah. Alright, so what are we saying here? Covington versus Danis is up next, so I do need to keep an eye on that. I actually can't believe that there. Alright, let's go. Like I said, I gotta say it again. I gotta do it at every opportunity I get. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Do pay for the second most finishes at middleweight since 2022 with 5. He's finished 13 of his 15 wins, and he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. It's obviously something that's important. We've seen Duplessis get the submission victory over Adesanya. That's probably a way to victory he's going to look for tonight. I'll give you my rundown on Adesanya as well after. I don't know why. I'll be honest, so full honesty in here. Anyone's in here. I've been talking. I mean, this was literally. I think the stream had like 2 views the whole night, and it just went up. like mental. So shout out Daniel's come along. Much appreciated. Body bags, Joe Pyfer. Fair enough. Covington versus Dennis will be up after this main event, by the way, because I believe that wrestling match just started. I don't know how long these things go on for. I'm not an average. I'm not a regular RAF viewer to like the actual matches, and I don't watch wrestling. As I said earlier on, I feel like that's a more American thing for to be in like colleges and all. So we'll learn as we go, though. I mean, here he comes, the former middleweight champion, two-time middleweight champion, the man with victories over people like Yoel Romero, Alex Pereira, Robert Whitaker, Jared Cannonier, Anderson Silva, Calvin Gastelum. I mean, how many more names is there in there? So many people. Vittori, um, so many victories for Israel Adesanya, two-time champion, even challenged Yan at light heavyweight for the double champion at the time. What a fighter, and he makes his way to the octagon right now for what could potentially be the final fight of his career if he loses, but I hope not. Let's go, Israel Adesanya for the win. Predicted him to get it done late after having a disciplined performance at range. Feel like he's going to counter Pyfer, and then that'll be it. Or the beginning of the end, anyways. Let's go. What are we saying? Here he is. The number 4 ranked Israel Adesanya. The last style bender. Pretty tough nickname to for. Annie Danson. We've seen that before. Nope. Still energized though. That was him at it. I think it was against Robert Whitaker, that walkout for their first fight, and he done this whole dancing thing. Fair enough. Doing that before a fight. Here comes the last style bender. Can he finally get a win in those custom shorts? They're one of the best pairs. The lightning bolts going down the side of the shorts. Can he get a victory in those? See his longtime coach Eugene with him. He's ready here. Alex Pereira in the crowd as well, recording the walkout as we seen earlier on this week. He posted also on his Instagram and mentioned how much respect he has for Israel Adesanya. Even posted the victory Israel Adesanya got over him, and put a message with it, paying respect to him, and saying he hopes he gets a win this weekend. So we'll see if he gets it done. Two-time UFC middleweight champion, second most title fight wins in UFC middleweight history at 8, and 16 wins by knockout. As we learned earlier on this broadcast as well, if he gets a knockdown tonight, he will overtake Anderson Silva for the most knockdowns in UFC middleweight history and be number 1 for that, which would be pretty cool. They're both tied at 13 right now. Can Adesanya get it done? One more knockdown before the end of his career. I think that was a pretty cool stop. Here he comes though, into the octagon. Let's go. The last style bender. Body bags, Joe Pyfer. Who's gonna get it? Hopefully it's Izzy, man. The main event. UFC Seattle. Yellow tape, 36 for Adesanya, 29 for Pyfer. 2-inch height advantage for Adesanya at 6'4", and a 5-inch reach advantage for Adesanya at 80 inches of reach. Is Adesanya the number 4 ranked contender? Joe Pyfer with a huge step up here. He's the number 14 ranked contender. Let's go. Ring introductions underway. Obviously, without a doubt, done by the GOAT. First buffer referee for this fight, Herb Dean. Also great referee. Joe Pyfer, I believe his record is 15-3 here. This is funny. They're doing like the Alex Pereira thing whenever they show Pereira's like eyes up close and then they show his opponent's eyes. Because these two are literally standing still, staring at each other from across the octagon. Pretty cool. Let's go Adesanya, man. Joe Pyfer, number 14 ranked, 15-3, 6'2", 186 pounds. And he's the underdog in this fight tonight. Gets a huge step up, taking on the number 4 ranked Adesanya. See if he can get the upset. Although he's not a massive underdog, but still the underdog. His opponent standing across from him, legend of the sport, Israel Adesanya. Previously mentioned, he's number 4 ranked contender. 24 wins, 5 losses. He's 6'4". He weighs 186 pounds, fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand. He is the favourite here in this main event tonight. Let's go. Winning the middleweight title the first time around against Robert Whittaker with the knockout. The second time around against Alex Pereira with the knockout. Still the only man to knock him out. Yeah. Obviously, he takes on Cyril Gane for the opportunity to become the first ever 3-weight champion in the UFC. With fighters facing off here in the centre of the octagon. Caribbean sends them to their corners. We are ready to get underway with this main event of UFC Seattle. Come on. Listen, this usually takes a second, so I'd try to get the round timer close as I can. This is taking longer than I wanted to. Okay, this took too long. This always happens. Here we go. Round 1 underway. Watch out for the kicks of Adesanya in this one, in my opinion. Pyfer missed a low kick early. Come on. There's a low kick from Adesanya already. Goes to the head kick, doesn't get it. I think the thing for me was seeing Hermanson beat Pyfer. I was like, surely Izzy can get him. Pyfer in on the takedown here. Great defense from Izzy though. Pyfer trying to just slam him over in that clinch. Great balance from Izzy. Can he get an underhook here? It's a pretty tight body lock from Pyfer. Still working towards a trip here, Pyfer is. Doesn't get it. Is he still trying to fight for those underhooks? Pyfer's got that tight as he goes for a takedown still. Is he landing some tapping shots so in the clinch? Breaks the lock of Pyfer with those. Spins him around, gets out of the clinch, does he? No, Pyfer's still holding on. Great work from Izzy here to get the separation. Uppercut from Pyfer though on the break. Izzy's closer than he needs to be in my opinion. A lot of feinting so far though from Adesanya. Misses that low kick. Then for that head kick again, doesn't get it. Blocked by Pyfer. Pyfer misses a left hook, right hand. Izzy needs to watch for that leaning back stuff. That's how he got caught in his last fight. A lot of feints from the former champion. Jab from Izzy. Look for him to go back that low kick. I know he just feinted it. And Pyfer like checked a bit on it, so we'll see. Couple of front kick feints from Adesanya inside low kick now though from. There's a nice straight left from Adesanya and a huge knee from Adesanya. Great shot. Another low kick for Adesanya. Pyfer misses a left hook, right hand. Nice job from Adesanya. Left hook though from Pyfer. Misses the right hand behind it. Going for that combination a lot. Pyfer misses another right hand. Oblique kick from Adesanya now. Brilliant knee on the chin. Huge elbow misses for Pyfer. That was a replay by the way, that knee shown. Adesanya needs to watch here again for that elbow. Right hand misses again for Pyfer. Nice jab again from Adesanya. Pyfer trying to back him up here. Adesanya just feints, gets him back into the centre of the octagon. That's a nice low kick. 1-2 miss for Adesanya. Pyfer goes in for the double leg, doesn't get it. Great defense from Izzy. Got that body lock again, but Izzy's got an underhook this time to start off with. See if he can separate this clinch quickly. He does. Pyfer misses the hook behind it. Low inside kick from Adesanya. Goes to the question mark, but it was more of a feint. Good hook from Pyfer. I'd love to see a question mark kick KO, to be honest. That'll be clean. I haven't seen one of those in ages. Low kick, and that one hurts the leg of Pyfer. There's a nice low kick, though, from Pyfer. It was a hard kick. Jab from Izzy. All Izzy needs, man. Keep the fight at range. Using his jab, using his kicks. I feel like he's catching Pyfer nice. There's a right hand from Izzy. Low kick again from Adesanya. He just needs to keep it like this. Dodges a right hand from from Pyfer. I feel like Pyfer's only thrown like punch wise and not like elbows and stuff. There's a nice 2 body kick from Izzy. But he's pretty much only thrown the left hook right hand combination. Another nice low kick from Adesanya. 1-2 that time. Pyfer in on a takedown here. Gets Adesanya down. 15 seconds out to go. What's Pyfer going to try to do here? Elbow from Pyfer on top. Is he holding him here to end the round? Another elbow from Pyfer gets through. And the round ends. Alright, that's Adesanya's round in my opinion. Really hard Pyfer. A few times in there with a low kick. Big the knee stunned him. Good takedown though at the end of the round for Pyfer. But he definitely didn't do enough damage needed to secure the round. Oh, now the tweet here and I actually can't type. Alright, there we go. Sorted. Yeah, it was a great takedown from Pyfer to end the round, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. Let's go. Round 2 underway. There's another nice body kick from Adesanya. Body kick again from Adesanya. Back and Pyfer off with that one. Front kick now to the body from Adesanya, and there's a nice 1-2 from Adesanya. Gets out of the way of the right hand response from Pyfer. That low kick gets to Pyfer. Time out for an eye poke, or was it a low blow? Eye poke. Eye poke. Okay. War. I feel like no. 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 Um, I do think Pyfer got the glove of Izzy in his eye, but it did look like the fingers just scraped the forehead. I could be wrong there, but I do think it was just the glove. 1-2 miss for Izzy. Let's see him keep the range. Kick to the body and the leg. Nice jab to the body from Izzy, knee up the middle. Pyfer with the right hand though now. Pyfer with the level change, doesn't get the takedown, but he's got that body lock again. No underhooks for Izzy this time. Great work from Izzy to break that clinch. Pyfer goes for the uppercut that time off the level change, doesn't get it though. Left hook uppercut from Pyfer, right hand now from Pyfer. The right hook in response though from Izzy. Like Adesanya has the reach and he's letting Pyfer grab his hands and just like hold him. Right hand from Izzy, that was a huge shot. Pyfer might have been stunned by that one. He throws a left hook, goes to the double leg, doesn't get it. Great work from Izzy here, defense. Izzy going with like a guillotine trip. Sort of like a front headlock into the trip. Great body shot, uppercut to the body from Adesanya that time. Knee up the middle again, separating the clinch. Left hand miss for Adesanya. Double leg attempt from Pyfer. Great underhook defense from Adesanya. Left hook from Pyfer that time. Trading here, close up. Oh, huge right hand for Pyfer. That one gets respect by Adesanya. Overhand though for Adesanya. Another right hand from Pyfer. Izzy, why are you just standing there in his range, mate? Move. I can't do this again if he loses, man. Move. There's another right hand left hook for Adesanya. Head kick blocked. Adesanya by whale kick or something, please. Left hooks from Pyfer. There's a great left hand. Huge shot from Pyfer though. Adesanya's hurt up against the cage. Uppercuts from Pyfer now. Left hooks. Adesanya's hurt here. Pyfer misses. Never mind. Oh, body lock for Pyfer. Gonna bring Adesanya down. Gets him into half guard. In the center of the cage. Full mount for Pyfer. This is not good. Adesanya's gonna have to give up his back here, but Pyfer's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. What can he do to get up here? Pyfer immediately onto the body triangle with a choke. 2 minutes left to go in this round. Oh no, please. Defend, is he? Yes, there we go. Got the choke arm off from under his chin. Now he just needs to focus on trying to stop that choke still. Maybe try and break that body triangle. Hold out for a minute and a half anyways, please. Adesanya looks like he's like gasping for air here. Pyfer swaps the body triangle to the other leg. Adesanya breaks it. Gets out strength though, and Pyfer gets on top of him once again and mount. Elbow now from Pyfer. Elbow again from Pyfer as he's giving up his back again here. Ground and pound now from Pyfer as he's trying to slide out from underneath. Pyfer flattens him out again. Ground and pound here from Pyfer. This is not good. Adesanya's hurt. Gonna have to move here. Move, Adesanya. Pyfer's gonna let him stop him. Can't move. He can't do anything. It's over. Shit. No. Go away, like. Pacing him up on the feet as well, man. So annoying. Good win for Pyfer. Izzy was hard up against Cage in the first place, but like that, it's gonna sound like a bit of a strange statement. That's the most annoying finish in the sport for me. Simply put, like maybe it's because every fighter I like ends up stuck in that position, getting finished. But whenever a fighter is just completely laid out and their opponent has their like laid out flat on their stomach and their opponent's like mounted on their back, just raining down shots, and you know they can't do anything to move and they're hurt, and you just had to watch them get punched to endless extent. It's so annoying. That is surely the end of the career now of Israel Adesanya. Hyper's good though, man. I don't know if you can tell, like, but I think I'm a bit of an Israel Adesanya fan. So look, he seems sound. He's overwhelmed here with this victory, and he's a great fighter. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt, carries that power. Had one of the best strikers ever. Hurt on the feet. Great IQ, great finish from him. To get to that position. So look, he's just beat one of my favorite fighters ever. But shout out to Joe Pyfer, and look, he's plenty of success coming in the future, and he'll definitely be very high ranked now. By the way, maybe a Drakus fight there. He pays plenty of respect to Adesanya. Shout out to Joe Pyfer. Shout out to Joe Pyfer, man. Apologies for my reaction, but I am an Izzy fan, so apologies to Joe Pyfer. But look, that's the way it goes. See what he has to hear say. Alright, I want to hear Izzy here, but I actually need to speak more on Pyfer's post-fight speech. Shout out to him, great victory. Let's hear what Israel Adesanya had. Yes, 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 yes. He didn't retire. Yes, come on. He's not going anywhere. He said, keep trying. And I believe that he will finish his career on a win. He doesn't retire. Come on. But if he went out like that, I swear I'd have lost my mind. No offense. I keep saying it. That finish annoys me. It really does. I can't cope whenever I watch one of my favorite fighters. Happened with Brandon Moreno, you just watch them get mounted and their head punched through the floor. Like, oh, and you know you want them to get out of that position so bad, but you know they can't do anything about it. It's the worst part. But look, shout out to Joe Pyfer, shout out to Israel Adesanya, and who just thanked or not thanked, congratulated Mighty Mouse on making it to the Hall of Fame as well. After he left the cage, we have Duncan versus Moicano next weekend, and then a joint. How about this one? If you haven't already, subscribe to this because in 2 weeks' time, a double live stream. Tyson Fury will be taking on Makhmudov, while Yuri Prohaska and Alberg, Van and Tyra are all fight for titles on Saturday, April 11th. They fight later in the night. Fury fights earlier. I'll be here live for both of those, and then we have Burns versus Mallet as well after that. The last win for Israel Adesanya now, that legendary victory over Alex Pereira. But Pyfer gets it done, man. And look, just a quick note on Pyfer's post-fight speech. He was very graceful and stuff. He did mention that he was struggling a lot a couple of weeks ago, and yep, that is anyone, any stuff like that, man. Make sure to speak up, no doubt about it. That's always the best way to do it. So good to see him make it to the octagon tonight and be so happy with his victory. At least, look, if Israel Adesanya was going to be beat, would have been something worse. There's another fight here at RAF, is there? Or is this the replay? This is the replay. Never mind, I was flipping, thought our man was speaking again. Never mind, we're chilling. But we are still here for the RAF main event. I believe Kobe Covington did just beat down Dennis. Yeah, at least a good person beat Izzy. Do you know what I mean? But it breaks my heart that he loses again. A quick tweet here. Tough loss for Izzy, man. But he said he'd be back, so let's go, man. What a sport. So, great victory for Pyfer. Climbs the rankings so far in one win. And yeah, go. See here, DC talking uh, with Cruz and stuff. Still haven't remembered the other guy's name. Shout out to him though. And yeah, two great fighters. I'll see in Dominic Cruz and DC, but this RA stuff. Quite intrigued here. Here we go. The rematch about to get underway between Arman Sarukian and Giorgio Palaos, something like that. Is he, man? We gotta break this 4-fight losing streak before you go out, please. I don't know why he started engaging with Pyfer so much. Said he's been out for 13 months and he wanted to feel like he was in a fight, but I didn't want him to feel like he was in a fight that way, anyways. Good loss, full loss. Alright, here we go. American freestyle wrestling. Arman Sarukian taking on Giorgio. Let's go. What was the who votes for who votes for Adesanya in the end as well, man? Sad. We're gonna have to close the poll. He lost. Shout out to Izzy though, man. Let's go. Let's get this one now. Sarukian and Peleus with a wrestling match. Come on. We do not be here for wrestling that often, so I had been watching along though. Obviously, it's been really big online, and I'm a really big fan of RAF and what they've been doing. But the fight is underway here. Obviously, they both got one takedown each on each other last time. It's a very physical wrestling match, so it was, and it is again this time. Obviously, it ended in a huge brawl. Some hand fighting here, some feints on the takedowns from Giorgio. Bit of a rough tactic there from our man. Looked like he shouldered him. This one's going to be very physical, as we know. Got a minute left to go, minute 10 left in this sort of round. I'm going to sort the round timer out after this, by the way, for what it's supposed to be set at. I haven't actually watched this before. The referee's talking to them here. Probably about how physical the match is, or the heads. I think they're talking about here, as we know. The slightest trigger, and our man does not care about rules. How's this happen then? But yeah. All right, hold on. We're having technical difficulties here. What are we saying here? Oh, this is an actual joke, man. All right, never mind. We're back underway. No, we're not. Has the stream crashed? Oh my man, the RAF wrestling stream has crashed. So it has. Crazy. How does that happen? Like it's over. They ended the stream. Okay, gonna have to restart it, obviously, but it's not great. Great start, is it? Like, but they're literally in the middle of the wrestling match. Like, gotta get that sorted very quickly. That'll be handy. Like, there were for anyone that's just joined, we are reacting to Surukian against Giorgio, but they're literally just ended their live stream, and it crashed, it lagged, so I'm waiting for them to restart their live stream, I suppose, because they've completely restarted it. It froze, and that was for everyone. And yeah, now we're waiting. They're ready to get it underway again in the next 5 minutes. Considering we were in the middle of the wrestling match, that would be pretty handy. Like we were literally in the middle. I mean, there was a minute left in that round. Anyways, I don't know if it actually goes like that, but the stream is gone, and they're not restarting it. So this is quite annoying. You're gonna have to bear with me here, but we are chilling. Pyfer did just beat Adesanya in the main event of UFC Seattle. Yeah, we are kind of just waiting for these guys to restart their live stream. As said, that would be very good. Doesn't look like we're going to get it yet. PFL is also on. Fights, bro. There's so many fights tonight. Yo, I think this is a record. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're in here, we've been live every weekend so far for the UFC. We're here for RAF wrestling now. The PFL's on. There's been boxing on. We're here for all of it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. That is the most peak viewers I think I've had, or like concurrent. I mean, I think it said I had 6 there, so that's pretty fun. Shout out to anyone's come along. I basically cannot do anything about this situation, but I'm waiting. Armand's probably knocked him out cold at this point or something, but honestly, who knows? And there's no live stream. How does this happen? Like, this is a shambles. What are we saying here? This is crazy work. Like, the restarted any time of the week would be fun. Like, uh, they're actually just not restarting this live stream at all. Like, that's crazy work. Bad. Like, will allow it though. It's their 7th event. Do you know what I mean? They're getting used to it. I think that was their first live stream as well of a thing of an event of theirs. But this live stream going down the drain is not great. Say the least. Can we get it back? What are we saying? I'm not seeing anything. And this is the only way I have to access it, by the way. I know that there's a lot of American viewers on for this one, but I cannot get it anywhere but YouTube. So this is not good. But yeah. The live stream has crashed. We are waiting for it to restart, which is really not good considering it's ended 5 minutes ago and there's been nothing. So this is not great. I'm constantly refreshing here on 2 different devices trying to get this to work. But there is nothing. Like I literally can't do anything here. My apologies, but once I like I said, I can't control this. This is completely RAF's fault. Um, so my apologies, but I mean they've probably like fought or something at this point. I'll keep refreshing though. See if I can do anything about it. This is crazy. Like, what are we saying in here? Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. By the way, but yeah, let's go. I mean, this thing is literally just gone. Why are they not restarting the stream? Only way to access it, like, and they've actually cooked it. They've fried it, like. Um, it's just we're just waiting now. There's PFL on at the moment. What he's saying to Silva. Doesn't look like much happening there, to be honest with you. Adesanya Pyfer just ended. We're waiting for this RAF live stream to restart. Covington did beat Dennis, by the way, in the co-main event. I thought I mentioned that. At least he was the one talking after it, so I take it Dennis got beat. But that did overlap with the main event of the UFC, so I didn't fully see it. These guys aren't never restarting this live stream by the looks of it. So that's not good. What do we say here? We'll get it back underway. But this is crazy work from RAF. What are we saying here? Like, this is a bit of a joke. Alright. It's not looking good, like. Come on. Their live stream has went up 3,000 views, by the way, since it ended, I'm pretty sure. Because people are trying to refresh. There's nothing. There's no signs of anything here. Okay. But yeah, I suppose while I have the opportunity, while I have the time, if anyone new is in here, like I've said, live every weekend this year for MMA, boxing. I post edits. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok over here. Prediction videos, reaction videos, recap videos. I do a lot of things, interviews even when events are on. Make sure to subscribe because there's a lot of great content on here. And yeah, much appreciated. As always. Even anyone coming along tonight, thanks. Because the rough start, but we're here now. Yeah, RAF have completely done something here. Like, this is not great at all. This is not good. RAF have cooked this. What are we saying here? Like, is it over? Probably over by now. Like, I would say, anyways, because I don't know how long wrestling matches go on for, but I believe this is probably over. RAF, come on. How did the live stream crash literally at the start of the main event? And we've got nothing here, like. Give me something. Down here for a while. Try my best here to get this one going. But I literally can't do anything about it until they restart this live stream. Come on, RAF, man, get this reset. Like, it's been 10 minutes. The match is definitely over unless they paused it. I don't believe they would have. This is not great. What are we saying here, man? Shout out to anyone in the chat, by the way. Hope everyone's having a great night. Great night of fights all over the board. Great boxing earlier on. Then we had great UFC. There's PFL on now. There's RAF on now, which apparently we're not going to get seeing. But this is great night of fights. Great day of fights. Hope everyone's had a good time. I know how I have anyways, so that's for sure. But this is cooked. This is completely cooked. This is fried. What is it? What have they done to me here? Like, have we deleted the live stream now? We're not even like broadcasting that. Deleted the live stream. Okay, brilliant. No, this is what I'm saying. The live stream, um, if you're in America, I think it's on Fox, but the live stream is on YouTube anywhere else in the world, I'm pretty sure. Or at least for me it was anyways. And the live stream is just crashed. It lagged and that's it, it's crashed and it's not restarting. It's been 10 minutes. That's that's the problem we're running into right now, man. But I'm trying to I'm refreshing as much as I can to try and get something here, but they're not restarting. They've actually just deleted the live stream that they did have up, so that's also not good. Video unavailable. This is right. I will give them. I'll cut them some slack, like, because it is their first like live streamed event, but the fight is probably over. And I can't get it on anything, and YouTube is my only way, so. I don't really know what I have to do here, but see if we can get something going. I'll just keep refreshing. That's all I can do. There wasn't anything that had happened either until until it froze. Like we were like 2 minutes in, I think, and it just froze, and that was it. I think there was a warning due to their heads, but apart from that, not much. What are we saying here? I think Arman might win, like, but suppose Giorgio's whole thing is that he'd never been tucked down until the last fight and stuff, so it's obviously quite good. I can't believe how fried this is. This is completely cooked. But yeah, we persevere as always. I'm gonna try and keep refreshing, I suppose. This is fried, man. How do you have your only broadcast option for a country, for multiple countries, go down? Arman Sorokin got a takedown. This is from the Instagram. Let's see what happens. Arman goes in, or Giorgio goes in on single leg. Arman sprawls it. and then suplexes him for the takedown. What a takedown from Arman. But once again, we have nothing here. They just actually crossed their broadcast to multiple countries. What a takedown though that was from Arman. Suplex is crazy. One of them in the UFC earlier on. I haven't seen them in a while. Like it's good to see, but they're like some of the like most entertaining takedowns to see. Kobe Covington did beat Dylan Dennis. Fair enough. Yo, I don't know what our RAF or apparently just quit their live stream. As far as I'm aware on updates from their Instagram, Armin got a takedown, but that's about it. Armin has a very big fan base, especially at these last couple of months. Um, did he win? Oh, my apologies, because this was supposed to be a post live stream after the UFC, and I come along and watch this, and their live stream is crashed, and I'm trying here everything I can. Probably for the rest of the match, probably over. This did not go well for RAF. They're not restarting their live, man. What can I do? Right. Refresh this Instagram. See if we can get an update on who won. There's no way that's still going on. Or maybe it is, because the other post wasn't too long ago. Armin won. There we go. Armin Surikian's the winner. What am I supposed to say? I do not know. Armin Surikian beats Giorgio Vilas, something along the lines of that, in the main event of RAF 07. Crazy. Armin wins. Well, I didn't see any of it. Um, horrific, horrific error from RAF, but I don't know. It's their first live streamed event, and I don't know what went wrong for them, but the live stream lagged. I went to a different stream, or a different device. I mean, the live stream lagged again, and I was thinking they're lagging at the same point. There's no way. And then everyone was commenting lag, 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 and then they crashed it, closed it, restarted it. Apparently, didn't restart though. And yeah, look, that's the way we've been left here, unfortunately. But I'm gonna stick around for another minute. Quite like the numbers I'm seeing. If I'll be honest, look, if you're just here for the RAF, unfortunately they did crash their live stream, and that was it. They didn't restart it. It was a minute into the fight, but Armin Surkian did get a pretty nice suplex takedown and defeat Giorgio Pulas. So that's the update I have. That's the result I have. Pretty nice takedown from Armin, suplex. Then he ends up winning. And yeah. But let me know how you're doing in the chat. It's been a great night of fights. Adesanya unfortunately lost to Joe Pyfer, but it was a great win for Pyfer. He was very happy, to say the least. Then Armin wins here. Kobe Covington beat Dylan Dennis in the co-main event of this wrestling as well. Do have the PFL on right now. And also, Moses Atama is seriously special at boxing earlier on today as well. See Dana White here. I can't wait to see what Dana White has to say. Clipped up on Twitter. Probably something to do with Tuesday. Stuff like that. So we'll see. PFL's over now as well, apparently. Hold on, there's no way. PFL, Brian Battle is fighting in the main event of the PFL. I wasn't supposed to do this, but why not, man? We're chilling. We're getting a few people in here, so Look, shout out to anyone's come along, much appreciated. No matter what you're here for, whether it was the UFC or the RAF, which I think a lot of people were because it crashed. But look, I've tried my best to pull that one back. Unfortunately, they never restarted their stream in PFL on, but I don't know how much I'll be carrying this one through. Been a great night of fights. I think sort of just to recap the whole night. Moses Atama destroyed Jermaine Franklin in 5 rounds. Um, Knocked him out. He'd never been knocked out before. One of the most perfect uppercuts you will see in boxing, and he's seriously special. And I believe he could fight for a world title by the end of this year, if not early next year. Then we have the UFC, and man, can I just say, Alexa Grasso produced one of the scariest finishes that I've ever seen because she hits Missy Barber with a straight left, and that straight left puts Missy Barber out cold pretty much. She's out on the ground, and then she gets hit with a ground and pound shot from Grasso, but then Grasso doesn't continue that. Obviously, she wasn't the referee to stop it. She puts her into a rear naked choke immediately, just split second. Rear naked choke victory for Grasso. But the problem there was that Barber was already out from the rear naked choke, so or from the punch. So Grasso's choking her while she's already out, and then after it, the referee stops it. She shoots a single leg on the referee, and then ends up falling over and just lay there like out cold on the octagon floor, and the camera just stayed on her. She just stared. She was moving her eyes, but that was it. Nothing else was moving. It was incredibly scary. Grasso gets that victory. Then Adesanya unfortunately gets stopped in the second round by Pyfer. Full mount, gave up his back, couldn't do anything, let out flat. And yeah, that was unfortunately the end of that fight for Pyfer or for Adesanya. Ground and pound strikes, TKO, round two. Pyfer gets the win. Adesanya doesn't retire though after losing again, which is good to see. Always great entertainment to have him. He's going to fall quite a bit down the rankings, but Pyfer's going to skyrocket up them. Adesanya was 4 and Pyfer was 14, so crazy win for Pyfer, jumping up the rankings that far. It was a great card. There was 3 knockouts as well. Wait, was every fight on that a knockout? I don't think we went to a decision on that UFC card, the main card, anyways. By the way, because I remember Terrence McKinney gets a knockout in 23 seconds to start off the card. Then what are we saying here? Terrence McKinney with a 23-second KO to start off the card. I know what's happened there. Then yeah, Yusuri Belgari, still struggling with that pronunciation, gets the round 3 KO over Mansour Abdul Malik. And then Julian Erosa gets knocked out in round 1 by Larian Douglas. Then we have Michael Chiesa getting the first round submission victory over Nico Price. Then Alexa Grasso gets the first round knockout, is what they give her instead of rear naked choke, win over Macy Barber. And then Israel Adesanya gets stopped in the second round as well by Pyfer. So 6 fights on that main card, 6 finishes, all early as well. Or obviously one of them's round 3 actually, but apart from that, crazy. And they were all impressive as well. Pyfer, great skill to get that position. Insane finish from Grasso with the knockout into the rear naked choke while she was out, and that was so scary. Then Chiesa with a round 1 submission victory. The knee before that, or it was Douglas actually, then the knee, then Terrence McKinney. Great knockouts. And then lastly, Kobe Covington takes on Dylan Dennis in RAF Wrestling, RAF 07. Kobe Covington gets it done via, via probably decision. Kobe Covington gets it done in that fight. And then not to mention Arman Sarukian in the main event of RAF 07 gets it done as well. Beating Giorgio Players in their highly anticipated rematch, obviously, as we know last time. Straight up just a brawl. after, so this one was quite hyped up. And yeah, he gets the win in the rematch. And look, it has to be said, we need to see him back fighting Ilya next in the UFC. Without a doubt. What are we saying here? I have no update on his points. Trying to scrape up any information I can on this RAF event because honestly their live stream crashed and now I can't get anything. I seen the takedown that Armin is the winner, and then they posted this photo after. I don't know the exact scores because of course they didn't tell us. And yeah, what are we saying? Armin wins though. Um, yeah, and we need to see him back in the UFC. That is it. Elliot Taporia is the champion, and he is fighting the interim champion, Justin Gaethje, the UFC White House card. But let's be realistic here. The real number one contender and the real danger to the king of the division, Ilya Taporia, is Arman Tsarukyan. Let's be honest, and that's just it. Arman Tsarukyan's a threat to Ilya Taporia, no doubt about it. And yeah, I feel like that fight be so competitive, so high level. It has to be done later this year. But even if it's not Armin's next fight, I would love to see Armin back in the UFC, at least with another fight, because he's pretty active outside the UFC. So let's see him get another fight in there. Hopefully he doesn't punch anyone outside of the octagon next time or headbutt them, or anything fun like that. But yeah, great day of fights. Great live stream over here on SCS Combat. This ended up being the most viewed one actually. So shout out to anyone's come along. I said this so many times throughout the stream, but it is highly appreciated because sometimes there's very rare people or very low amount of people, I mean, and then sometimes we get stuff like this. It's unreal to see. Thank you to anyone who's come along, much appreciated. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to stick around for another couple of minutes. Some PFL going on, but there's no fights. I'm just going to talk a bit more. How about that? Come on. um I'll be putting out a video after to recap that UFC event, especially after that Grasso finish and what I think is next for the fighters. Not maybe I'll figure out a way to watch this RAF wrestling match at some point. I'd love to see Covington versus Danis because obviously Danis isn't like a wrestling fighter; he's more of a jiu-jitsu fighter. But you already knew that one was going to be hectic. Like, but it's been fun out here. Um, Pretty dominant by Kobe Covington by the looks of it as well. I'm just catching up on anything I can off Instagram posts. I'll be honest with you. Dylan Danis is not a wrestler though. I feel like in that position he could have easily got it. I'm probably not one to speak here, like, but I feel like there was an opportunity there. He just didn't take it at all. Yeah, we got nothing here, man. RAF. RAF have gone off the radar. How about that? Look through their Instagram story here. Good, you can do this quick. Yeah, that is. They're not posting much. What are we saying? Anyone got any fights they're excited for in the chat? Let me know. I know Fury is fighting. That's obviously boxing. People here for MMA. Then that same night, we have Alberg taking on Prohaska for the light heavyweight title in UFC. Joshua Van will attempt to defend his flyweight title against Pyfer as well that night. So that'll be a great night of fights. Obviously, then leading up into the summertime and this year, what will definitely be the biggest, probably the biggest year potentially the UFC will see because the White House fight, obviously, in the summertime, followed by International Fight Week before the White House card. Sean Strickland takes on Hamza Chimaev, which is a crazy fight. I can't wait to hear the build up of that because it's going to be absolute chaos. No doubt about it. That's probably the most The most subtle way to put it is there's going to be chaos because I'm sure there's going to be some crazy things happening there. Won't be surprised if them two fight before it, and it's going to be a crazy couple of months for the UFC, no doubt about it. Maybe we'll get some more Amansuki in wrestling. Maybe we'll see him back in the UFC. But this is what we're waiting for, man. This is what we're looking for from the UFC. Is big nights, big fights, big finishes like we got tonight. Armin is like got such a fan base. It's crazy. What was the score? 9-3. Wow. Okay, there we go. Finally found that out. Waiting all the waiting just to cut off the stream as soon as the main event started. Comment from Instagram. People have caught on here. Oh, people not happy. People not happy in the RAF Instagram comments, to say the least. But look, at least I got the score because Armand did beat him 9-3, which is pretty crazy. I think he beat him 5-3 last time, so he beat him by way more this time. People calling Giorgio a bodybuilder and everything here. People are really unhappy with this live stream stuff. But that was not good. Oh. Mhm. But Arman Sergian did get the victory 9-3, which is pretty impressive. Um, yeah, Kobe Covington got the win as well. That card under that. Got a couple of things out here. Yeah, man. PFL going on right now as well. We got some unfortunate news the other day that Paul Hughes is unfortunately out of his fight against JJ Wilson the 16th of April in Belfast. The card's going on. Great fighters on there. Kaelan Locker and Reese McKay, stuff like that. So, um, that should be a great card. Yep. What am I looking for? I can't find what I'm looking for. Um, yeah. Excited for that. Virtually Paul Hughes is out, knee surgery. And look, shout out to him. Hopefully he's back soon. Yep. Let's go, man. Come on. Come on. Look, I'm just sticking around here. I'm aware that we're currently 4 views off 200 views. So that's what I'm kind of stick around for. Hopefully we can hit it and then I'll be gone. Be uploading video though. Make sure to subscribe, come back. We recap a couple of things. Maybe we'll split up into segments this time, probably just do it all in one video, but just all the fights. All of the fights. It's been unreal tonight, man. Great UFC card, great wrestling. Uh, Allegedly, because I wasn't able to see it. great boxing, and yeah, what else? What else can you say about that? Like, um, there's some PFL on right now though, so let's see it. Wonder if Dana White had any comments actually as well. We'll talk about that, about the UFC. We got Rasta, and it's the guy that I'm pretty sure that's the guy that Buckley knocked out with the crazy karate movie spinning back kick with one leg. I think it's him fighting in the PFL, and he's just been tagged with a huge overhand and an uppercut. Now he's hurt, really hurt. Overhand again, left hook. It took again. He drops his opponent though. He's out. He's out. Referee, oh my. He went from getting hurt to putting his opponent out cold. How about that? Wow. Huge knockout in the PFL there. Crazy. Clean KO there. Was it? He hits him and it looks like he's dropped him and he like takes him down. That was it. He was out cold. Some highlights here. Suplex from Armin. That brought the 9-3 as he controlled him. He jumped over the top of him. Armin Sergian got the win. Clean there, anyways. No fighting after it either. But we like to say, crazy work from Armin. Dana White says he does not know about the Netflix MMA card other than Rousey, Diaz, and Ngannou being on it. He didn't answer any other questions, which is crazy. Answer the questions, Dana. How about that? You know, I mad at people about AI. Shout out to ACD MMA, by the way, for kind of the recaps here. But Dana White hits out at critics about the UFC using AI in their trailers and other UFC content. Give me a break. As AI is coming, and if we're using AI, who cares? How about this? Shut up and watch the fights. He wears a Zuffa boxing gear while he says this, by the way. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not a shot at Dana White, but the UFC has been struggling, and the AI trailer. Look, the main complaint before the Paramount era, and I will give them their credit because credit where it's due. The UFC team after this Paramount era started have upped the graphics so much, but using AI and stuff is so weird. Like you're well, it's not weird because I know they're partnered with Meta and all, but they don't even try to hide it or make it look like you look at it and you go, that's AI. That's just the truth. And people don't like it. Maybe it's the quality. Maybe they just don't like AI. Maybe people don't like the UFC sometimes, but maybe that's why they're complaining. UFC does have haters, but can't sit there and just say shut up and watch the fights. Like if, especially in this sport where it's so fan powered, uh, stuff like the UFC where it's so fan powered, you need to listen to the fans and take what they're saying into consideration. If the fans are saying that the AI is ruining the quality of the stream or of the broadcast, then you listen to them. You know, it says they're targeting August for Islam Makhachev's next fight, when asked if Conor McGregor's fighting in July. This is what I was talking about, and I might have to just make a video completely on this. Um, this is what I was talking about. Dana White says possibly nothing's done, nothing even remotely close to being done. I am optimistic. At least he's optimistic this time. I'm happy that he's optimistic this time, but look, it is I feel like there's just never a straight answer. Sometimes, like I know I suppose he is, but possibly there's nothing. I'm optimistic. Like three different answers in that one sentence there. What are we saying here? Yes, that's who I was looking for. He I feel like Dana might know that Mikhaev is on that MMA Netflix card. Dana White says the UFC would like to go back to Japan. They just haven't found the right time yet. Fair enough, but I did see the Cape and Horiguchi are fighting, or Cap, it might be. And they also fought in Rising the first time in a sold out stadium. They're doing that in the Apex, by the way, so yes, I had a great career. I'd be in the commentary team. You know what? And John Jones, why Joe Jones? Oh, page falling apart. Do you know what? And why John Jones isn't fighting at the White House? John knows what happened. White says that they legally have to offer Jones 3 fights per year. If they don't, they have to pay him. Interesting. I can see Shevchenko back soon. Interesting. If Connor does return, he's optimistic, and July is a possibility. There we go. Grasso got one of the greatest finishes in the history of sport. I agree with that. Fight of the night performance bonuses. Fight of the night goes to Musayev against Bahamundez. 100 grand for both those men. Performance of the night goes to Grasso and Pyfer in the main event. 100 grand to both those fighters as well. Shout out to Aaron Bron Bron Broncester for the notes. Much appreciated. Great recap. Make sure to go and check his count out. He does that every time. I think he's a media member, so he gets it fresh as well. And yeah. What even is a tag fail? Like that's what I'm saying. I know nothing about wrestling, but look, I think we've been I think we're coming to an end here. So I'm gonna go and make a video. When is it? Is it main event on now? What was the PFL saying? Maybe I'll carry this through. Or I actually need to I'm gonna make a video. I probably need to go actually. Um what's up? What are we saying here? PFL. I'm actually just checking out if their live stream's still what the running order is. Main event is on now. Brand battle. Let's go. We'll watch the PFL main event and then we'll go. How about that? We'll end this one out on the PFL main event of Brand battle against. I just got rid of it. Okay, but PFL Pittsburgh. PFL Pittsburgh main event. Brand battle. And I closed down my Instagram. I forgot about that. Brand battle is fighting anyways. Let's see who he's fighting here. If I can get my Instagram open again. Nice. Brand battle will be taking on. Hold on now. Anticipation building. Brand battle will be taking on Elbin. Okay. That's a really high level fight for the PFL. Alright. Nice. This one should be good. Come on. Wait, 100. Who's going to be the 200th viewer? How about that? We'll like hide this through the last event of the night, the PFL Pittsburgh main event of Johnny Elbin taking on Brian Battle. Is someone going to do it for us? Are we going to hit 200 viewers? Let's go. Elbin's not even in the cage. Nice. Let's go. Odds on an early finish here. Because bed is somewhere I'd like to be soon. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like quite late where I am. So if you ever hear me talking about the time it is, why? But here comes Johnny Albin, tapping up every single person in the crowd. It's a bit of a respect moment right there, I suppose. Get a oh, quick rehydration has to be done. Water. I'll set here. Water is underrated. Think about it, like. So, from what I know of Albin, is his Fabian Edwards fights. To be honest, and yeah, Brian Battle, obviously a huge fighter in the UFC from his time in there. Not toward, I mean, he was a pretty alright level, and got some good wins, but he wasn't the top of the division or anything, and had a controversial split. He was a very big name, was able to talk quite good in there, but unfortunately, his making weight skills weren't as good as his talking ones. So he got cut, couldn't make weight, then was winning the fights anyways and talking after not making weight. Like It's crazy. Crazy to see. But well, hey, we have one viewer off it. Taylor Tape, 34 for Elbin. He's number one ranked in the PFL. 31 for Battle, both 6'1", 2-inch reach advantage for Battle. Brand Battle can beat Johnny Albin. Here's a pretty big indicator of the difference in skill in the UFC and the PFL. John Jones was never going to be on the White House card, but he was offered to be on the White House card. There you go. I suppose that's the end of that situation, and that's why John Jones was saying, "Oh, was that money? Was that negotiation just fake?" Even though Dana was denying the whole thing ever happened. Um, I'm pretty sure. Saying that John Jones was never on that card. Obviously he was offered then because they have to offer him 3 fights a year, but I'm pretty sure they just teased him. I'm not gonna lie. Because look, the way I look at it, the way that John Jones played YouTube, not YouTube, as if you ever just come in, shout out to you, you're the 200th viewer. So look, that's much appreciated. I'm carrying this through the main event of the PFL, and then we're going. It's been a great live stream, and we just hit 200 views. So cheers for coming in. Come on, but I can't remember. Yeah, John Jones was obviously playing about with the UFC a lot last year, and I feel like that since Dana said they have to offer him 3 fights a year, I feel like they just offered him the White House card with no possibility of him being on it, just to tease him. Be like, yeah, you want on this, and then just be like, oh, here, we'll give you like 1 million. And then he's like, nah, I'm not taking that. And then obviously it didn't end up happening. Johnny Alvin's 16-1. Brand Battle taking him on here, so obviously pretty good fighter in the UFC, but unfortunately could not make weight for the life of himself and was kicked out. Um, that's the way it went. No discipline is right. Someone says in the live chat here of the PFL. Oh, let's see what he can do here. Oh, round timer. Round one underway. This is just 3 rounds. The main event, by the way. Good throw. I mean, they're trading already. These are huge takedown for Elbin. He's ground and pound. I thought Battle was out there. Scammer angle. Great wrestling here so far from Elbin, though. Lifts Battle up, spins him in the air, and slams him. Goes and slams him on his head again. Let me. It's crazy. Wrestling from Albin here. Huge elbow from Albin as well. I'll slam him again if he gets back up. This one's for all the fighters that make weight. Slam. Come on. Johnny Alvin has just slammed Brian Battle, flipping, lifted him in the air and just slammed him 3 times in a row. Battle back on a knee though. That's crazy. Go slam again, please. Gonna run out of energy, like, but he went for it. He didn't get it that time. Oh, here you go. Johnny Alvin out here giving you a reason to make weight. Slams him on his head that time. Hit me. More ground and pound from Alvin. Slams him again. Oh, no way. He slammed him on his head. He slammed him 5 times. This is great entertainment. Not that I have anything against Brian Battle, like, but this time in the morning, this helps. Another takedown for Alvin. Battle gets straight back up. Wasn't slam that time. Going for a suplex there. Doesn't get it. Takes the trip. I mean, Battle's done well here to not go out. Probably Alvin's probably going to get tired. He has slammed Battle 5 times. Like, takes some effort to lift them up and slam them down. Obviously, but great tie up with the leg here from Battle or from Alvin. I mean, and on some ground and pound shots. That was just straight in the back of the head. But sure, the referee loves back of the head shots. Is that Jason Herzog? I can see the back of his head, but I cannot tell if that's Jason Herzog or not. Another slam from Melbourne. Going for ground and pound now. Nope. 6 slams, by the way. This is insane. Johnny Albin's got his back now. Was Elbin? It's Eblin. My bad. Go Going for that rear naked choke. He's got it in here. He's got the body triangle. Grand battle tops in round 1. Wow, complete domination. Perfect outcome for me because I kind of want to get to bed here. I'm just putting out a tweet here. All right. Look, it is literally about to hit 5 a.m. on the dot. And look, I would just like to give a huge shout out to anyone that has come along, joined the live stream tonight, whether you liked, whether you just viewed, come in for a second and left, commented, subscribed. Everything is much appreciated. Um, Literally for the first maybe hour and a half, if not more, of the live stream, I was on 2 views. I think it was. I literally thought it was going to be another one of those ones where I don't know, maybe no one clicks in or the live stream doesn't get viewed or pushed, and um, it obviously ended up being very different. This is my most viewed one ever. So look, huge shout out to anyone that's come along. I've pretty much done all the recaps, but Moses Tam was a superstar. Best way to put it. What a knockout! Great UFC main card for Seattle. Israel Adesanya loses in the main event to Pyfer. Great win for Pyfer. Adesanya. He'll be back. He said it. He won't retire yet. Grasso with one of the craziest, most skilled, and also scariest victories that I have seen in the UFC in ages, in the history of the sport probably. And then Arman Surkian beats Giorgio Pulas 9-3 this time in their rematch in RAF. Dylan Dennis loses to Kobe Covington via tack fail. Well, I'm sure Covington was happy about that. Them two talked a lot, so sure we'll see Dylan Dennis back in Misfits or something. And last but not least, so kind of an entertaining way to end the night, as Johnny Ablin slams Brian Battle 6 times and then rear naked choke submits him in round one. So look, that's a great way to end it. It's that is all over here in SCS Combat. It's been a great week of content. There'll be more videos out tomorrow because I'm gonna do a recap video and stuff here. And yeah, look, as I said, make sure to subscribe because I mean I do edits, live streams, recaps, prediction videos, tweets, reporting on Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You see all around the screen. Make sure to follow them. Yeah. That's gonna be all over here on SCS Combat. Make sure I do interviews as well when I can. So make sure to subscribe, come back from work because there's a lot of great content on here and you don't want to miss it. And yeah, thank you, Danny, that's come along. Much appreciated. Very late where I am, so it's time to go to bed. We have been live for nearly 4 hours. But yeah, this is fun. So look, that is all. I said before, persevere, and wherever you are in this world, whether it's morning, night, afternoon, have a good time, have a good day. And yeah, that is all from SCS Combat. That's gonna be us. That's me out. Once again, much appreciated for the support. Let's go.